Hello, teacher friends! I am super jazzed that you are here for another week's episode of the Teacher Vlog, where teachers are sharing 2 quick tips to help you crush it in the classroom. This week, I have invited my friend Sandy O'Brien onto the vlog. She is a Texas teacher teaching 8th grade ELA, and she is all about getting students excited about reading books. We know that so many of our kids are reluctant readers, so here are 2 easy ideas on how to get them engaged in loving that reading process. Now, speaking of reading, at the end of this episode, I am going to announce a super special offer that I am so pumped about. I've been working on it for months, and I want to let you know about it first. It is well, I don't know if I should tell you. I'll give you a hint. It is a free book opportunity. Yeah, you're gonna want to stick around for that. But for right now, let us take a look at these really easy and effective tips to help kids love reading. Super excited to have you here. I'm an ELA teacher who is passionate about reading and getting kids excited about books, which I think is so hard to do. So I'm super excited to hear your tips on getting kids engaged and finding books that they really, really like.
Okay, my first tip would definitely be giving students choice, letting them pick the books they want to read. So in my classroom, we do novels, we do shared text, but we start every single day with them being able to read a book of their choice.
Yeah. And so like, it's literally free reading, and they get to pick it.
Absolutely. It could be a picture book, a graphic novel, a chapter book. It doesn't matter. Dialogue with a kid in 8th grade, don't care.
Yeah. So could they read like a magazine, or could they read, are they allowed to read on their phones? Because I know that's a big thing, especially in middle schools where devices are available. Like, can they read on a device? Is that okay?
Absolutely. They can read on a device, they can bring magazines. A lot of them will do Audible, follow along with the book. So anything, like any format that they want, and any book they want, really.
I think that's so empowering, because the fact that you're open to not just you get to choose what you want to read, like the genre and that kind of thing, but also on what you want to read. And I think we got to be open to that, especially with our 21st century learners. We are one-to-one in so many schools, and so many kids are carrying their cell phones. I love that you mentioned Audible, because this is something like I'm getting into, and if teachers aren't familiar with this is incredible. The fact that like you can literally find almost any book on there, and it's a really inexpensive subscription service that I think a lot of schools are starting to use as well.
Yeah, and that's how I read half the books that I share with my kids. Is I listen to them while working around campus.
Yeah,
it's so easy.
Now, so it's not only giving them like choice in what they're doing, but you also mentioned this time piece. So, and you give them about 10 to 15 minutes, you said.
Absolutely.
Now, are there any kids who struggle with that time frame? Like, what are your experiences in giving that dedicated time?
There's always a kid or 2 that struggles. So what I've kind of figured out is some of the kids in my class that were struggling, we did graphic novels. We did things that had a lot more pictures. Or I would just sit with them and talk to them about the book they were reading.
Yeah.
They don't have to read the whole time. Sometimes they turn and talk to their neighbor and share them too. So
yeah. No, I think that is probably a really motivational piece too, because I think oftentimes in order to really get engaged in reading and really enjoy what you're doing, it's not just the process of like physically reading the text, it's also engaging in conversation with people. Like, I think even as adults, we like doing that. That's, you know, I talk with teachers all the time and work with teachers from all over the place. And something that's so popular these days for professional development are book studies, where the whole staff is reading the same book. And I swear, I get more out of the conversations that happen with my colleagues after than I do like physically reading the book sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and the opportunity to do that, get them to share with a kid that might not have picked up that book before.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Any other piece of advice where teachers are, whether they're teaching first grade or high school, where they're reluctant readers and it's just they need to have that aha moment with a student? Any just last piece of advice where you can say, like, here's what I did and here's what worked?
I tell everybody about it like it's the best book
Mm-hmm.
in the whole world.
I love this. No, this is so real. This is like the perfect epitome of like talking to teachers at school, because it's like the announcements are happening and no, it's fantastic. So no, say that again. Say that again.
Okay, so the perfect way to get those kids that you can't get is to book talk books.
Okay.
I had a kid last week that hadn't read a book all year. He's fake read the whole time, and he finished a book in less than a week.
Nice. Yeah, I like the term you use too, fake read. I think that's
fake read.
Fake reading is such a real thing, and to be really transparent, like, I didn't like reading at all when I was a kid, and it wasn't until, yeah, right? And isn't it ironic that, like, now you're reading books all the time, and I'm reading books and writing books, but I wasn't finding, like, stuff that I was into until I became an adult, and I found, like self-improvement books. I'm really into that. Or, you know, speaking of, have you ever read You're a Badass?
No,
It's so good, because a teacher that I follow on Instagram recently did like a little book talk on that. She said that she read this past month, and she gave a little description, and I think it's perfect. I think that as teachers, we even need to be doing more of that to inspire teachers to be readers, to constantly be improving ourselves and our craft. So, all right, very cool. So, kids, find what you want, and teachers, give them not just the choice, but also the time to do it.
Yes, time is big.
Yep.
At the beginning of the class period, too.
Beginning.
It's important.
Oh, I love it. A non-negotiable. Make it happen. You know who else deserves to love reading? You. I want you to find a book about education that you feel like really resonates with you and your desire to be passionate about the profession. That is why I wrote the book Crushing It for Kids, and it is not released yet, but I wanted to get it in your hands first. Pre-ordering for Crushing It for Kids has now started, and it is all about 5 simple, awesome ways to help us love our profession and crush it for kids. Now, here's the best part about this book is it is free to you. The only thing that you have to pay for is production and shipping to get it to your house. Guys, that is how much I want you as a teacher to love the reading process. I promise that within these pages, you are going to reestablish the purpose in your profession. If you want your free copy of Crushing It for Kids, check out monicagenta.com/crushingit, and you can pre-order your copy. If you don't get anything else done this week, I want you to remember one really important thing, even when it gets hard. Hey, you got this. Head on over to monicagenta.com/crushingit, get your free copy, and have an amazing week.